Hi, and welcome to the Transformers Earth Wars Dev Diaries. Today we're going to take a look at the universe of Transformers. We've got writing legend Simon Furman here, and we're also going to talk to our game lead Chris. But first, I've got Nick here. He's a PM on the game, and he's going to talk a little bit about how the gameplay brings those iconic characters to life.
Absolutely. So Transformers is one of those brands that goes back decades, and it's built around these iconic characters. There's Optimus, there's Bumblebee, Megatron. These guys have a storied history, and part of that goes back all the way to 1984 to the original movie, to the original cartoon, and also to the comics, in which Simon Furman played a really important part.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Simon was there sort of shaping that universe for us that we draw from for the game as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would say the first thing is it's a pretty cool toy. You know, you get 2-in-1, and you kind of see how clever it was right from the outset. But then Hasbro were even kind of cleverer, and they went to Marvel and said, let's create a backstory for this. Right from the start, there was, you know, sort of a real sort of feeling about the characters. They had depth and personality and character quirks and weaknesses, and they were just so they were human more than they were robot.
It was really important to bring aboard some of the original Transformers team to the game. Simon Furman wrote so many of the original Transformers backstory, so many of the comics from the 80s onwards through to the modern IDW stories.
We thought it'd be very cool to get some of those recognisable things. It never ends, reap the whirlwind, all these little catchphrases I never knew were catchphrases until somebody pointed it out.
Working with Peter, the voice of Optimus Prime, and Frank, who's the voice of Megatron and Soundwave as well. The voice recording with Peter and Frank took place remotely, so I was on the end of a phone line, so I could only hear their voices. I couldn't actually see them, and it was really interesting because it was like being on the phone to Optimus Prime and Megatron.
When I knew the original voice actors were going to be involved, it was a great buzz to think, well, somebody's going to say this. You know, Peter Cullen is going to say it never ends.
It never ends.
Hey there, I'm here with Lee, he's the art director, and with Stoyan, he's lead artist on the game Transformers Earth Wars. And we're going to chat a little bit about the artistic style and what players can expect when they open the game. So Lee, maybe first off you can tell us a little about sort of where this game fits into the larger universe.
I suppose the main history of Transformers is a toy line. We didn't want to make a game featuring toys, we wanted to make a game featuring actual physical objects. The iconic characters like Megatron and Starscream have got those very kind of distinct looks, those very distinct colour schemes. So the yellow and Bumblebee, you know, as kind of boring as it sounds, we spent a lot of time trying to get that yellow right. So working with Hasbro, looking at all the different yellows of all the different Bumblebees in the past to really kind of achieve that true colour.
Yeah.
And that's not just for Bumblebee, that's for Optimus, getting the signature blue and red. Also in battle, 2 gigantic 20-foot metal objects wrestling. Things are going to get scratched, things are going to get scraped, and we spend a lot of time in the modelling and texturing, making sure we've got that detail in. So when you see the game, it feels like a battlefield. When you see Optimus Prime for the first time, he looks like a battle-hardened warrior who's been through it.
Okay, great. And for you, Stoyan, I guess you've been working a lot on sort of the factions and making sure that people recognize, okay, this is clearly Decepticon, this is Autobot. How have you gone about doing that?
So when we're designing the canvases, we try to kind of convey a story within the canvas. So if you look around, there's little details that tell you what happened there, or how it happened, when it happened. And for example, on the Autobot canvas, the Ark crashed. And even though they kind of crash landed on Earth, they're still trying to coexist with humans. They're preserving nature, they're not fighting, they're trying to help. And so you get this serene forest environment. While the Decepticons, on the other hand, they just landed in the desert, destroyed all the buildings. And if you look around, there's like little burning cars. Okay. So, like I said before, just kind of look around the canvas and you can see like the story behind it.
And we're layering a lot of that backstory in, right? The huge part of our game is collecting these robots, and as you unlock them, you learn more about them, you learn more about the universe.
Well, thanks so much for joining me on the couch, guys. Stoyan, Lee. We'll hear from you again soon, I'm sure.
Pleasure.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you guys haven't already, make sure that you check out our other episodes. One where we take a look at the fans' involvement in the development process, and the other will take you on a behind the scenes in depth with our artists. We'll see you then.